So the saga continues. The Mike Trout, Goodwill, Topps Updated rookie card. The ups and downs, the trials and tribulations of this card. This was supposed to be in another man's possession today. A deal was made, but it was pending the in-person inspection. So had the deal, had the money in place, and we found something that killed the deal. Backstory: 2011 Topps Update Mike Trout rookie card. Found it in a Goodwill collection purchase. Found it in a pallet of trading cards. It was in a binder page, but it appeared to be undamaged. The card in the opposite sleeve bent nearly in half. Very lucky, very fortunate, it appeared. I had immediately many people reach out, express interest. I had 3 people that I know, respect, great guys, all reach out wanting to buy this card. Absolutely, it's for sale. I only keep my Cubs cards, my Cubs memorabilia. I did comps. I spent a few days just kind of looking over raw comps. I didn't look at any grading sold prices because it's a raw copy. So I only went by raw copy sales. I had my number in place. One of the 3 reached out and offered a number that was slightly below what my ask was. And I said, there's 2 other guys in front of you, so I'm going to reach out, let them make the decision. So offer number 1 reached out, and I said, hey, here's the price. He said, okay, I'll think about it. Waited a few days before I reached out to offer number 2. And offer number 2 said, don't sell it without letting me know. Cash in hand, I'll be at the Rockford Card Show next Saturday. Perfect. In fact, 2 of the 3 were in attendance at the Rockford Card Show. Easy cash deal at the Rockford Show. Guys that I know, I've dealt with before. Perfect. So I named the price, and I said, hey, this is my price. He said, no, I'm at this price, which was the same price as offer number, interested buyer number 3 had just reached out and gave me the number. And I said, well, this is the number. I'm not in a hurry to sell it. This is like the worst time to sell. Baseball's in a lockout. It's still off season. Like spring training hasn't even begun. So, it's like I'm not in a rush. So this is my number. He said, okay, well, let me know if you can come down to my number and we can make a deal. Fast forward just a few days ago, a few days before the show, he reaches out again. He said, hey, still available? I said, yes. I had gone on to interested buyer number 3. I said, hey, I've got 2 other guys. I've given them the number. This is what I'm asking. This is my ask. If you're interested, he said, hey, I'll take a look at it if it's still available in Rockford on Saturday. So a couple days before the show, interested buyer number 2. We go back and forth. The last couple of raw comps went high. Like it's a volatile raw comp market, anywhere between like 500 and 950 recently. The last 2 had sold for 950 and 1 had sold for 850, and then you go 3 or 4 back and you find the lesser ones. So he wrote down the last 10, and it averaged just a little above my initial ask. Of course, there's eBay fees and shipping and all that goes into it. So he said, okay, how about we basically met in the middle at a price. And I said, hey, perfect, let's do it. And of course, it was pending the on-site look over, make sure, I had sent close-up pictures, front and back, the corners, everything. But sometimes the camera doesn't quite catch everything. So first thing this morning, comes in, he looks it over. Nice corners. Wow, this is in nice condition. All of a sudden he gets right there, right where my finger is, that white spot in the middle. There's a divot in the card. I don't see it. He goes, here, you can see it. It's one of those things where I don't know what I'm looking for. Like, I don't see anything. And I'm like, I don't see it. He's like, man, I can't take my eyes off it. He goes, in fact, you can feel it. So I rub my finger in the plastic sleeve, in the penny sleeve, rub my finger over it. It's bad. It's a real bad divot. You can't see it on first glance, even if you like look at it. Like I still, and I guess maybe if you, I still can't see it, but I certainly can feel it. And I can't feel it in the card saver, but I can definitely feel it when it's in the penny sleeve. So killed the deal. So I went back to interested buyer number 3, and I said, okay, I've got good news. I got bad news. The good news is the Trout is still available. The bad news is it's got a divot right here. You can feel it. I said, you offered me X. Since there's this divot, I'll drop my price down, and here's the new price. He's like, oh, I'll look it over. I'll look at comps. And so I circled back to him, end of the show, not interested in a deal. I offered it to a couple other vendors. Wasn't really, I guess I was actively shopping it at the show, but so basically it's in my possession still. It is for sale, but I'm not gonna throw it on eBay. I'm not actively shopping it because this is a downtime. I'm gonna, I think I can still get a decent price out of it, close to my original asking price once the season begins, even with the, I think the prices will rise. One of the other dealers, he's knows about grading, and he thinks that it could still potentially get an 8 despite that indentation. He goes, probably looking at a 7. But I don't think I've never graded a card. I don't really want to send this off to grading. It's like, I just hear disclose the indentation. This is the price. So we'll see. So the saga continues, but it's been a cool story. It's been fun despite the challenges that a sale fell through today. So hopefully baseball comes to an agreement and spring training begins soon and the season starts on time and Mike Trout starts hitting bombs and the prices go up and Mike Trout sells. So that's the story. Stay tuned for the next chapter.